27th of August 2021. A very likely supercell over the sea in Croatia. What I will start with is that I actually don't have a confirmation that this storm was a supercell, but I am very confident it was due to several characteristics of the storm, which I will just very briefly describe. I won't go into too many details, but I will start this video just with an explanation of the situation. The overall situation featured low pressure at the surface, somewhere over the Gulf of Genoa to sort of Italy. It was moving east, and there was a front to the north which was slowly sagging south. You can see this if I move like one day, like by the end of the day it was somewhere over Croatia, but the storms were to the south of this front. So the chase was in Croatia. At the time I was actually on a field campaign in North Italy, but this was unrelated to my personal storm chasing. But for this day I drove to Croatia. I booked a hotel. It was called Pension Pristina near the motorway, and this was a nighttime situation. Basically, I will come back to the synoptics, but the front was sagging south and storms were developing over the sea overnight, and there was like an MCS which was going southwards with most of the lightning activity along the shore, and the tail end cell which was over the sea was the most organized one, and it was exposed to strong wind shear and strong instability. And basically I just drove on this motorway here, then to the shore, like the precise map will be shown later on in the video, but then I caught up this cell on this peninsula where I actually crossed land partly, that most intense cell which I suspect was a supercell, and after the chase I just returned. So let's go to the synoptics. This is the synoptics. So right now we are looking at mid-levels 500 hectopascals. We can see a cutoff flow over Central Europe, and to the south there was a strong jet over the area of interest. Let's look at upper levels. Yeah, you can see this was a proper cutoff flow, cut off by this ridge over the UK and the west. And yeah, there was a strong jet to the south. And we can look at the values of wind shear. They were quite strong. They were a bit better to the south, but still they were around 20 meters per second in this area. Cape was just over 1000 over the sea, and what I want to show is helicity. If Estofix provides it, let me just check. Yeah, it does. 0 to 3 storm relative helicity was quite high. I think this is overestimated a bit because of it's affected by orography on the shore, and basically these levels are shown mostly over land. But I think around 3 to 400 was definitely realistic. If I go through it, you can see how it propagated southwards. And some of these stronger values are even just over the sea, as I said, like up to 400, which was realistic, but definitely not 800. That's probably overestimated. So the situation was definitely good for supercellular convection. I will show the radar. So the radar, this is EURAD, and first I just showed this image because of it shows the copyrights down here, which I have to do. I'm a member of the Amateur Storm Chasing Society in the Czech Republic, but whenever we publish things on the internet, we have to show these copyrights. And yeah, so here you can see the actual situation. I was talking about this cell. It's a very isolated cell, and it's in these very good conditions, supportive of supercellular convection. And as I said, I never heard any confirmations that this was a supercell, but I'm highly suspicious because of its organization, its longevity. You can see this single cell was active for minimum of 4 hours. It was actually organizing in the hour before, so it was about 5 hours. And then before it dissipated later on over this island. So I think it was probably just under 6 hours that this cell was active. and it was also deviating slightly to the right from the other sort of cells which are moving mostly eastwards. This one was going to the southeast, which was away from the boundary. The boundary wasn't moving that fast. So yeah, these are my own hints that it was a supercell, and that's why I'm calling it a supercell. But I must say I have no sort of Doppler radar confirmation of the rotation. But even the hail I encountered, I actually chased it down to this peninsula, and I never got under the updraft, and I've never seen any more clouds because this was over the sea. But I could get nearly to the end, to the tip of this peninsula, and I got into the core, which was producing about 2 centimeter hail, and the lightning activity was also very high with this cell. So yeah, I just wanted to show this. This is basically the cutoff flow. The jet was right to the south. You can see the angles, they are sheared away by the jet, and near the surface, actually I may show the wind field. The wind field is in the surface layer, and yeah, it was very weak, but you can see this sort of westerly flow, and when we look at the mid-levels, we can see that at mid-levels it's more northwesterly and much stronger. So there is this sort of turning with height visible. I would like to show a model sounding, but I don't have any access to data which I can publish, or where I'm sure I can publish it, so I can't do that right now. But if I manage to do any, I will show it. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to say, so let's go to the video.
Okay, so today is 27th of August 2021. Time is 2:33 AM. It's 13 degrees. I'm leaving for a supercell situation. There is a low developing in the northern Italy, northern Adriatics, and right now it's basically like a southwesterly moist flow over the Adriatics, which gets lifted over the islands, convergence, and the hilly mountains over the islands right now, and it's forming thunderstorms. There is a very strong helicity, strong backed winds based on both models and some observations, and storms are active over Istria since the evening, but right now there is a very active cluster developing to the south, and it will be heading towards Zadar, I think, and there is very likely supercell. It's very lightning active, and given the helicity up to 300, between 0 and 3, I think there is a great chance for a supercell. It might be elevated supercell because, especially over land, over sea, it might be surface based, but then cooler temperatures over land during the morning probably won't leave it active until the morning over land, unless it survives till later. There's also a cold front coming in that will get south by noon, so this will probably be like a morning situation, latest afternoon I would think. After that the helicity will diminish, and there will be thunderstorms, but the focus of our chase is now on a supercellular convection, so I will only chase supercells today unless there is something nice and interesting, and I'll probably stop for some lightning as well because I have my high-speed camera. It's 3:09, temperature is 18 degrees, I'm by the Ledenik tunnel, and I just saw lightning. Wow, whoa, 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 whoa. special path and I'll go south along the shore. Be as close to the storm as possible.
Turn left, then turn left. Turn left,
As I
look it up,
forget.
then.
Wow. I'll get this one. It's behind a tree, but behind the tree. Getting close fast, so I'd rather stay ahead to keep up in case supercell develops.
Turn left, then right. After 300 meters, then right. Then right.
Wow. $19 degrees. Probably getting a bit ahead of it. Still in precipitation.
Fixed camera.
Hail, I think, or maybe branches actually. Something is falling. Probably like cones and fun. This sounds like hail. There is a strong cell. There is something big. Like river. 90 degrees. Wow. Yeah, it's hail. My God. We should just wait it out. $18 degrees, 606. I'm having like 2 centimeter hail. Maybe a bit larger, some of them. I'll just wait here for a while to be close to the storm. I need to pick up the other camera now because the hair is small. Course going further east because the storm is moving southeast. Yeah, it's intensifying, but unfortunately it won't reach. There's actually one more core just behind, which I might wait for. Okay, it's 7:04 and I'm measuring some lightning strikes again.